Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Signal Park series. This board features good old-fashioned traditional camber, so from contact point to contact point you have that arc of traditional camber. That's going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive from this board. This board is available in 142, 146, 150, 154, 156, and 158. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day with gust of winds. You had warmer temps, you had slush, chop, chunder, ice, pools of water, perfect hero snow on the groomers and spots, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This board has an ever so slightly softer than middle of the road flex that's very predictable. So what you get is softer tips with a huge sweet spot, stiffer midsection, with a noticeable amount of torsional flex that really lets you twist this board when you need to drive it. When it comes to stability, it's a very lively board, so you're going to feel everything. Keep your knees bent or you're going to get bucked around. At speeds, you're going to get chatter in the nose that's going to resonate back underfoot in really rutted out terrain. If you're not prepared for it, like I said, you're going to get bucked around. So keep those knees bent, be aware of it. It is a softer flexing board. With the softer flex of this board and it being traditional camber, you really don't have to aggressively load it up to get snap. It actually feels more like a skate-like snap, which just means you're rolling back on your back foot and it's gonna pop. Now, it's not the snappiest board out there, but it's predictable, which is nice because it lets you set up easier when you're launching off a side hit, cat track, gap, or a roller. When it comes to jumps, it doesn't have the rigidity to ride anything bigger. It's just gonna fold if you hit a bigger jump, but small to medium jumps, totally going to be fine with it. It's one of those boards you can be laid back and let the lip pop you, or you can load it up and launch yourself if you need to. And when I say launch yourself, I mean as much as you can on a small to medium jump. Here's the nice thing with this board. It's got that softer flex, but it's still got camber, which means you're going to learn how to properly ride it. When it comes to buttering, the sweet spots are so huge that you can just roll forward on your nose or lean back on your tail, and it's going to press, and it's gonna lock and it's gonna hold, but that camber is gonna take over and give you snap out of the feature. Basically, if you wanna get weird with this thing, you can get weird with it. And if you just wanna learn how to butter, you can learn, and it's not overly hooky for being a cambered deck. When it comes to jibbing, this thing locks into deep presses, whether you're on your nose or tail. You can just feel that board just super flex and that sweet spot take over. And yes, the camber is going to give you rebound out so you can pop over the ruts in the lip, or maybe you want to gap off the kink or whatever. You don't have to worry about it. When you go sideways, this board almost claps out on the rail. There's so much flex between the feet, but it's got just enough rigidity that it stops it from fully doing this, and you just feel it bending right around the feature. Overall, if you're learning to jib and butter, this board is a great option for you. The edge-to-edge power transmission on this is consistent and clean. It's not smooth, it's not nimble, it's not quick. If anything, there's actually a slight delay in it when you're flat basing and then you transition from toe to heel. You'll notice it in there, but it's consistent, which is nice. When you're on edge, you know you're on edge. It's really good for short, tight, quick setup carves and medium mellow carves. Now when you get into lumpier terrain, be aware that this board can kick out on edge. You just gotta be aware of it, and that's just due to the softer flex of it in there. For what it is, it's fine, but if you're really trying to push it harder, you may want to bump up to something a little more aggressive. Who's this board for? The full park freestyle guy that isn't hitting bigger features. Not gonna lie, for what this board is, I really dug it. It's just consistent. You know what you're gonna get. It's an old school feeling cambered park board. It's got great flex points. You can really lock it into a press or a butter. It's got a smooth edge to edge power transmission, and the snap, while not the poppiest, is good for what it is. I really did dig this board. I mean, it's just one of those decks you get on and you're like, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting, and it's gonna be good. Comparable boards: the K2 Geometric, the Ride Kink, the Telos Adit. Binding recommendations: the K2 Indie, the Bent Metal Joint, the Rome Vice. This has been my review of the Signal Park series. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.